Hey guys, what's going on today? BOJoeKO back again for another one of our NHL 16 wishlist videos, joined along by RichardHead93 as always. So, thank you guys for the much support you guys left in our first wishlist video regarding GM mode. A lot of great suggestions on that video as well. I think by the time that we're done doing all of our wishlist videos, I think we will be doing, or at least Richard will be doing, like a big entire total wishlist video, wrapping up all your comments as well, and just wrapping up all our ideas in the general. But that's for the future. Today we're going to be talking about be a pro / live the life, whatever they're going to decide to call that game mode next year. And we're not even going to talk about our likes and dislikes this time around. We thought we'd just get right into it. And Richard is probably going to be the leader behind this discussion today, just because I know he has a lot more ideas than I do. And because, you know, he's a fan of the little things, and little things do matter in a mode such as this. So I'm just going to let him take control over this video today, with me jumping in every now and then. But take it away, bud. This is your video.
Excellent. How is it going, guys? I'm Richard Head from the last video. So I kind of have, like Joe said, I'm a big fan of the little things, so I have little snippets all over my computer of all the little things, so I'll try to keep track of them, put them all together. But I have, I guess, 3 or 4 main things I really want to talk about. Hopefully that kind of sparks something in Joe, that brings something up. Hopefully it sparks something in you to put something in the comments. Okay, so the first thing is stats, or what would you call them? Yeah, stat points, really?
Oh, the skill points for,
skill points, thank you.
Playing games and such like that.
Yeah, so I kind of thought of an interesting way. I kind of took this from other sports games, but to go with that, something that's really completely meaningless in Be a Pro is salary. So why not make salary your stat points? That way you'll actually go for a team that you'd want to actually get the $10 million salary so that you could up your stats right away. Because honestly, there's really no point in, well, there's no difference really in signing an entry-level contract and a $5 million contract or a $10 million contract. So why not at least make it turn into, it doesn't need to be stat points or skill points. You know, honestly, they can turn into anything that really helps benefit your player. But the main thing I like is turning your salary into something useful in the game. What are your thoughts, Joe?
I think that'd be pretty cool, because you could probably get, instead of, you know, getting a skill point after every single game you played, have it as like a running total at the end of the week, where still you could earn maybe certain skill points by, you know, completing certain tasks in every game that you play, but also getting like a big chunk of either, you know, in your case, skill points or money at the end of the week, getting paid. Or I don't know how NHL players get paid. Maybe every, I don't know. Is it every week? Is it every 2 weeks? I'm not even entirely sure how they get paid, how they get their paychecks. But in any event, I think that'd be a good idea, whether it's like bi-weekly or something like that. You can only improve your player every 2 weeks, and like I said, it gives you a chance to, you know, up that salary and get more skill points to improve your player, instead, you know, just playing game after game after game, and after like a certain season. Because, you know, if you're just cheesing the computer hardcore, you're going to get a lot of skill points, but it makes it a lot more fun, I guess you could say, and it'll make the Be a Pro, I guess, your career last a lot longer.
Yeah. Now, this is this next big thing is probably gonna spark all the little things that I'll eventually talk about. But one thing I really want to see is the ability to create or to even use custom rosters and settings that you can pretty much share among other things. So I guess for that, you'd pretty much need like an EA Sports Cloud or NHL Cloud or whatever. But for instance, when I say like custom rosters or custom settings, so shoot, what I have here. For example, you can bring in different draft draft classes if you wanted. I know a lot of you YouTubers like you and Man of the Red have done, like the NHL YouTubers. You can throw custom NHL players into this setting, you know, make them certain things, and then post it to this cloud, and everyone can download this setting and apply it to their GM. Or you could create custom people. You could put people, for example, how Eichel's not in this game. You can create him, put him into a settings or whatever, and then other people can download that and use that into their game.
Like WWE does.
I don't know what they've. Oh yes, exactly. Like
when
that.
When you want to play online, people have created like custom characters, and you could just go on to that download part of WWE and just download those characters right into your game.
Yeah. So getting into the little things, I guess. One thing would be bring this back from when we mentioned it a bit in the GM mode, the World Cup of Hockey. If you're able to somehow manage to put that in the game, you can transit. I don't even know. But
just playing in special events. Anything.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure if it's. I mean, I haven't. What's the word I'm looking for? I haven't developed my Be a Pro character enough. It may be possible to play in the All-Star game or something along those lines in Be a Pro. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh yeah. Well, that's another thing is that have the All-Star game, maybe even have the All-Star skills comp, or even going a little further into that, have the All-Star draft. You probably, especially in the first couple of years, won't be like captain word of the year or whatever to have your own draft pick. But imagine, say you're one of the leading scorers in the league. They choose you to be one of the captains, and you get to pick your own team in the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm. Killer. Oh, by the way, Sully says to tell you what up.
We will deal with this later, Sully. Okay, another thing. To hire your own agent. Now, I think it'd be cool if when you start off, your agent's either like your dad or whatever, your parent.
Your sister. And maybe even salary can transition into this. You could get a better agent, and that will help in terms of maybe he helps you get a better contract. Maybe he'll help you with salary or off-ice events, perhaps something rather, kind of get what I'm going at here. I pick up what you're putting down.
In a way, yeah. Okay. Game face. I think NHL is the only EA Sports game that doesn't have game face right now. Do you know what game face is, Joe?
That would be taking a picture of yourself and basically putting it into your character, basically forming it into your character's face. Yeah.
So basically, like how you can see, for example, Sidney Crosby, how it looks like Sidney Crosby, you could put your face and make your character your face. I think it'd be cool if NHL brought that in. And if not, at least have different customization things in terms of not necessarily equipment, but also in terms of your guy as well. Instead of having just generic faces, you can change the eyes, the nose, the mouth, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sponsors. This is something I really like. So when you start off, you only have like maybe, for example, just like a Sherwood stick and Sherwood stuff, or maybe just generic EA Sports brand stuff. Then if you get noticed by sponsors, for example, Easton, Reebok, hold on. There we go. Yeah. Under Armour, Nike, all this other stuff. If they begin to sponsor you, then you can use their stuff. So if I get sponsored by Easton, awesome. I can use Easton skates and Easton sticks now. Good. Is that good? You like?
It makes sense because they already have all these branded companies that are associated with the game having their logo around the ice. They should be used elsewhere in the game, other than just the equipment itself. Use it in the story mode, I guess, of Live the Life or Be a Pro as well.
Yeah. I should have mentioned this during customization. Playoff beards.
Playoffs?
Playoff beards.
You kidding me?
This one, I put a question mark because I don't think it'll go over well, but the ability to change your camera to first-person camera, it'd probably be very dizzy and very hard to maneuver around, especially if you get hit and go flying somewhere.
It technically is in first person, almost first person in the new game. It's third person over the back.
Yeah, but first person. think like how they had that trailer, or I think it was.
Yes, that one trailer that they did have that was pretty much in first person, and everybody kind of believed that that was going to be a camera angle in the game.
Yeah.
Cause a shit ton of inertia. I would probably guarantee you that and whiplash.
You kind of mentioned this. I guess you haven't mentioned this yet. We mentioned this beforehand, but bringing back AHL and even ECHL, I don't think that's really necessary. Hopefully, you're not aiming to be in the ECHL, but cool. That'd be cool regardless. What else did I have here? Do you have anything else while I look for other things I put?
Let's see. I have a bunch of like gameplay wish list ideas that I think they should improve for Be a Pro. It's more on just the whole entire like gameplay idea of the entire game itself. But
yeah, let's get into that. Let's dive in, Joe.
Like I said, I have look at pretty much copy NBA 2K15. You'll probably get in more into that. I'm harping on the goalie mechanics right now just because of the idea of my series right now with Rick DiPietro. Change the goalie mechanics, please, EA. I'm begging you. Just change the way the goalie's stance is. No goalie in the NHL holds their glove like that. No goalie holds their glove with their hand under their arm. It's more like a catcher in baseball, like it has a catcher's mitt. It's stupid. They need to fix that. Notification from the start of the calendar. Basically they fixed it a little bit, but this when you were playing as a Be a Pro character for goaltender this year, you pretty much have to simulate each game passing by until you got a little icon that got notified when you're going to start, but you can't view that from the calendar. You can only view that if you hit the simulate to next game option via the main menu. So you can't, like, if you wanted to do it from the calendar, you would probably be skipping over starts. Smarter GM transactions from your respected team. Many people would remember from our GM mode series that when we were a part of, from our Be a Pro series, that when we were a part of the New York Islanders, we were one of the worst teams in the entire NHL, but the GM come trade deadline did not make a single move. It happened this year when we were a part of Calgary that he decided to trade Mark Giordano because we were a sucky team, but when we were a part of the New York Islanders, he didn't decide to make any trade whatsoever. Granted, it is Garth Snow and he's an absolute idiot, but still, I digress. They need to, once again, just make the smarter GM transactions from a respected team. Having a focus on the player. Once again, this year it seemed like there was just a whole entire focus on the graphics redesign of the entire arenas and stuff like that. In Be a Pro, still wasn't a focus on the player. Off-season training. I think this would be a cool feature if they added to it. You know, you're just simulating through the draft and through free agency and like all that kind of stuff, waiting to get to the next season to begin. There's not even a preseason in Be a Pro this year, so I think it would be cool if you did some off-season training. You know, getting ready, like in training camp and stuff like that to increase your skill points. I think that'd be pretty cool. And that's basically all I have. I'll bring back the minors in CHL, but we already mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that stuff because I have absolutely nothing in terms of gameplay that I could really come up with. I was kind of content with what was happening. I mean, I agree with those stuff you said. But,
if you're playing as a player, bring back the simulate line changes. I think we can all beg for that.
Yeah. You can sit on the bench. What was the other thing I had written down there? Just the ability to sim by period when you're not playing. Anyway, I kind of brought this up in last video. That whole legend leaderboard or whatever. That would be really cool, especially if your guy gets a lot of points. See how he ranks compared to how many points Marcel Dion got, or however many points Yannick Perreault got. I don't know why he came to mind, but it'd just be kind of cool, like, to see how many points you get compared to all other legends and stuff. Now, unless you had something else to get into, I'm just going to briefly go into if they brought back Live the Life.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. So polite. One thing I don't know if I heard this as a rumor like 3 or 4 years ago or whatever, but it's the same kind of principle. But I think it was back in NHL 12 or 13. Instead of playing the whole season with the CHL team, you just played the Memorial Cup. And so that was like, what, 3 to 5 games or whatever. Mm-hmm. And that would decide who you'd be drafted by in the NHL. Same kind of idea as that, where you start in midget. If you don't know what midget is, I think that's ages 17. No, hold on. 16. See, I don't even know what I'm talking. Anyway, right before CHL time, and you starting your midget playoffs, your finals or whatever, by your default midget team, and you decide whether you want to go to WHL, QMJHL, or OHL, if you're able to get into college or somehow manage that way. Anyway, but how you do in your midget thing will decide where you go in the CHL. I don't know if they're going to use their exact draft. Pretty much randomized. So if you don't know which CHL team you want to be, you could do that. I think that'd be pretty cool. An event slider for Live the Life. The one thing that really was redundant and painful to go through in Live the Life last year, 2 years ago, was an event popping up every single day, basically. An interview for this or whatever for this. I think a slider would be cool, not necessarily turning it off, because that's pretty much what made Live the Life for those events, but the ability to dumb it down a little bit so it only happens maybe once a week, maybe a little bit less out. I don't even know. I don't know what your thoughts on that are, Joe.
It got repetitive.
Yeah, basically. I also, this seems a little far-fetched, but off-ice events, that'd be kind of cool, whether it's you walking into your GM's office or you doing a charity event or you just hanging out with a teammate. That'd be pretty cool if you were on, like, Washington and you're just hanging out in your apartment with Ovechkin playing NHL on the PlayStation. That would be kind of cool. That's just me, I guess. I would kind of like to see more. I guess you kind of touched on this, more transactions, not necessarily with the team, but with you as well. I mean, this, I guess, goes more into Live the Life, but if you're saying the right things to the media and you're doing great and you have no reason to leave that team, then awesome, you can stay unless you demand a trade, which is another thing I want them to bring back is demand trade. I don't think they had it this year, did they?
They had nothing.
Okay, yeah. But if you're the kind of guy who's like, ooh, I'm going to answer everything all dick-like and I'm going to not play well or whatever, then I'd like to see the GM, instead of not only sending you down, but especially if this is like the second or third time he's sending you down, to like put you on the trade block and try to trade you instead. I think that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. I'd like to see the award ceremony. That's one of those little things, again, kind of like how I wanted to see the whole draft event. That'd be cool to see the award ceremony, like not necessarily them walking up, but at least like the different background. And then it's like, okay, well, who wins the Calder? And then the top 3 to 5 candidates are listed up, and then a little animation happens, and it's like, oh, it's Johnny Gaudreau, or whatever, that kind of thing. Imagine if that was his name. That'd be pretty funny. Okay, I guess this goes into that whole custom settings or custom roster. The ability to turn on expansion mode, seeing as it's very likely that they're going to be expanding to like different teams and stuff. I don't even know. That's just something I wrote down. And then this would bring me to my next really big thing that I was so excited to talk about, unless you had something to talk about yourself, Joe.
Nope, it's all you, buddy.
This is my video, guys.
Not even using his audio himself. He's using it from Skype. That's very funny.
I was not that it's wrong that you didn't do anything, but I was kind of hoping you'd at least like touch up on a few things, because someone listening to this is probably like, okay, that's a good idea. I wonder why he said that, and then I just move on to the next thing, and I just move, like, I don't really go in depth on anything, but that's all right. That leaves you to the viewer to decide. Now, the next big thing. A few people have said this before, and I know I've wanted this for the longest time. Just like GM connected, be a pro connected. That was your brain exploding. Holy crap. Can you imagine if You and maybe it's only 3 friends. You and 3 friends all go into the NHL, get drafted by random teams.
Screw 3. Screw 3. Make it 30.
Okay, well, I don't have
Screw 30.
friends.
Make it 60. Make it a league.
60 friends. And you all play in the same. You have to play against your friend. You can see how many points your friend is getting compared to you. Possibilities are endless, Joe. You don't even know.
It's like EA. It's EA SHL in Be a Pro.
Yes. Now here's another big thing. If that, for instance, doesn't work out, your Be a Pro is your EA SHL player. That was your brain exploding for the second time. So instead of people, maybe some people like this, the more you play online, the higher your stats go or whatever. I think it would be cool if the more you played your offline pro and got him more stats, higher stats, whatever, you could use him for whatever. I know a lot of people don't like playing offline, Be a Pro, so this would probably be a game mode that doesn't go over well. But I think that'd be pretty cool if you could use your pro. Therefore, those who actually play the game mode get benefits of having a better player.
It's kind of what 14 had, but it's more, make it less of a grind than previous years, because you guys know in 14 that there are certain things that you had to complete and Be a Pro in order to get certain attribute bonuses or boosts for your boost slots in your EA SHL character. But the thing is, people didn't like playing Be a Pro, so they just want to, just play the mode, simulate it, make it on the easiest settings possible so you can unlock the boost slots and whatever. Take that out. Make people enjoy the game mode rather than just grinding through it just so that they can play online all the time. Make it fun.
Make it fun. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully anyone listening was kind of like, okay, this Richard Head guy seems like a douche. Let's see what he has to say. And I just came up with those ideas, and you're like, holy crap, those are great ideas. I hope that's what happened right there. I hope I just changed someone's life.
If I would have to summarize all of your ideas into one big kind of central idea, I would say, it's basically pretty much like looking at NBA 2K15 and bringing that whole entire, Be a Pro aspect into NHL. Basically, I think everybody can agree on one thing, that the one thing that we want in Be a Pro is not to play hockey sometimes. I think that would be one of the biggest things that people want to do. We don't want to just, play game after game after game of hockey. Sure, it's fun sometimes to, build, oh my God, it's fun to build your own, create your own storylines and things like that. But I think people just want to, have a story and do stuff other than playing hockey sometimes. As you know, you look at EA. I mean, look at NBA 2K15, for example. You have interviews, sure, but you have interviews with the press after a game. You're sitting in your apartment talking with your agent. You're going out and doing things. I think it's what people want to do. They just don't want to, be on the ice all the time. They want to be somewhere else doing something that can contribute to either a story, their character, something along those lines.
Hockey.
Yeah. You want to contribute to hockey, but you don't want to play hockey.
Yeah, no,
all the time.
That was very well said. That was very well said.
Let us move around, for God's sakes. Let us move around without skates on our feet the whole entire time.
Or move around off ice with skates on your feet. Speed boost.
+7 boost. The acceleration. Win Stanley Cup twice.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it kind of sucks that I rifle through things, but I got so excited I just had to shout it all out at the same time. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I came up with.
All right. So obviously we could talk about this, all the ideas that we want to have for Be a Pro, for hours upon hours. But the things that obviously they can do with this mode are infinite. They can make so many changes to it. They can do so many things with it. That's why we're kind of just keeping it kind of generalized this time. And we want to hear from you guys as well. You guys left a ton of feedback for the ideas and things that you guys want to see in GM mode. This one probably will have a ton more comments into this one as well. So let us know in the comment section down below. Let us know, obviously, the stuff you guys liked, you guys disliked, and the things that you want to see for Be a Pro or Live the Life for NHL 16, or it could even be under a whole entire different name. Who knows? We don't know. We're not the makers of the game, but who knows? They could come up with a whole nother idea in and of itself. But we want to hear from you guys as well. So once again, thank you for watching. Richard Head's channel is always in the description as well. And I believe next time, all right, I kind of want to save Hut for last, to be perfectly honest. So I think next time what we're going to do is take a look at all the other game modes that are in the game, which would be live moments, the online versus play. We can probably group online versus play and EASHL, I forgot about that. Well, I don't know if we should talk about EASHL because, you know, there is a committee with other YouTubers and stuff like that that are already having like an effect on the game. But still, I think we should do our wish list. So I think next time what we'll do is we'll talk about all the other game modes, like I said, that are not played as much as they should be in the game. So I would think live moments would be in there. What else? I'm looking at the main menu right now. Shootouts, yes. Shootout mode. Probably just regular versus play.
Yeah.
And
3-on-3 big head mode.
NHL hits.
NHL hits.
Practice mode, maybe. We'll just basically talk about all the other modes that aren't Hut and aren't Be a Pro and aren't GM mode. So I think that's what we'll do next time. We want to save Hut for last. We want to save the big gun, EA's Pride and Joy. We'll save that for last. And obviously we'll show all of our... I think that one will be the biggest video, if not EASHL or something like that. So next time, like I said, we'll do all the modes that aren't Hut, Be a Pro, and GM mode next time around. And we'll talk about things that we want to see for that game mode. So once again, guys, thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to both of our channels as always, and we look forward to hearing your guys' suggestions as well, and we look forward to you guys tuning in for our next NHL 16 wishlist video. So thanks for watching, guys.